Hello family, welcome back. I wanted to go over the famous historic footage of the firmament and just look at it more closely and try to turn the brightness as far up as we can, see what we can see, because I was doing that earlier and it always blows my mind. And so the firmament footage, if you're not familiar with it, it's something that we put out years ago. It was going mega viral and then it just got pulled from YouTube. YouTube's like, you know what, we're going to block this in all these different countries. So it was basically invisible except for in like 2 or 3 countries, and so it stopped getting views. It wouldn't play in America, and I was so confused as to why that happened. And so it makes sense as to why they did what they did, because they eventually removed their historic footage of the firmament from YouTube. They had put it up there. The firmament stuff is getting spread far and wide. People are going back to the original footage to see if we've doctored it, and they're finding out, no, they actually did accidentally capture the firmament. And so they had to take it down. I'm sure they probably got a lot of pressure. And so I'm thankful that I thought way back when to download this footage, and I have the original footage saved to my computer. So I'm going to be breaking it down and looking at it. I know a lot of you can't do that now because the footage is gone from YouTube, except for in our videos where we've clipped segments of it. But essentially, the way they were able to do this is they went up above a storm. Okay, this is not something that everyone can do. You have to be in a plane, and they had to have really good camera equipment, stuff with a high frame rate or shutter speed, whatever you call it. And so these things are fast. That's why they have to have special cameras. And so as you can see, there's lightning above the plane already. They're going to fly above that. And so what you're seeing when they're looking up is not clouds. A lot of people claim it's clouds, but you can see there's the storm at about, I don't know, anywhere between 7 and 14 miles high. And you have their fancy equipment. They're going up. Real scientists, not knowing what they're about to film. They're indoctrinated too. They believe they're pointing it up towards deep space. But just giving you a little speedy run through of this stuff. So they're looking through the windows. They have everything darkened inside the plane so they can see what they're capturing. And we're going to bring you back to the iMovie studio where I mess around with this stuff and look at it. And so here's a clip. I have adjusted the brightness on. You can see before this lightning sprite shoots down, if you don't know what they are, it's basically this burst of electric energy that shoots down. Out of what you will see is a barrier. And the reason this stuff came back to my memory in the first place is because I was reading the book of Enoch, which literally tells us that sometimes the stars can rise up and make lightning, but they don't lose their form. It sounds crazy. And this is when I was real skeptical of Enoch and not really knowing about the prophecies of the Messiah and all the different things that had to do with it. But I was interested in the biblical earth model, and so I thought about this footage. I went back to it, and I did what I'm doing now. I adjusted the brightness, I slowed it down, and man, I got emotional seeing this stuff for the first time, knowing about the firmament above us, seeing that barrier. It just, man, I was like, I have to share this instantly. So I made a video, shared it, and viral. It was awesome. Had over 250,000 views, and then my brother texts me and says, hey man, your video's been taken down. And I was like, what? People were having testimony after testimony. I mean, I was just so emotional seeing the testimonies of people coming in when they were seeing this stuff, because they could see it. They have eyes to see now. But here you go. You have literally right here, before that sprite shoots out, and you can hear boom. Oh my goodness, thunder just. So you can see this going on right here. Boom. And then what happens? Lightning sprites shoot out. Our firmament has some really cool properties. Electromagnetic properties, electric properties. I mean, it's phenomenal. The greatest structure out there, or up there, literally. Here it is again, and another one. Look at that wave. I'm going to brighten this for you. So you go to the brightness. I think this is brightness. No, it's contrast. Highlights. Brightness. There you go. All the way up. I think this is shadows. Is it? Let's see. Let me. Here you go. So brightness all the way up, remove the shadows. Here you go. No denying that's a wave. Boom. And no denying that is shooting out of something. When my dad first saw this, he said, you're just showing me fireworks shooting out of water. You thought I was pulling one over on them, or I'd been deceived into seeing this stuff from some fake video. But no, this is not fireworks shooting out of water. This is an electric explosion coming out of the firmament. Again, there's that ripple. You'll see this ripple. It's very common. Boom. When they're trying to describe it, they really had no clue what they were looking at because they didn't know about the firmament. Science makes a lot more sense when you know the truth. There it is again. Huge, powerful explosions. They say these are responsible for the lightning that takes out trees and things like that. Here's a better one. This was the one that really opened my eyes because you don't need brightness adjusted to see it. I'll do that so you can see it better. But here it is. Turn that brightness all the way up. See what happens. I want to make it too hard to see. Look at that. Wow. It's not hidden too long. There's the firmament right there. And as you can see, this black line right here, just so you get a point of reference, this is the top of the clouds. This is like the little hot spot from the light right here on top above the clouds coming down, the little spotlight this thing is making. This is the clouds, which are about 14 miles. This is about 60 miles. So imagine how massive this thing is right here coming out of the firmament. Those things, way bigger than skyscrapers. Huge. That's why the thunder echoes off the firmament. Ba-boom. There it is. And I found something else I wanted to share. This is something that I'd missed the first time. I zoomed way in on this. It's just one of those little blips in the sky. You could barely see it in their footage, so I zoomed in. But look. Boom, I'm going to point this out to you. Right there, that star, you can see it. Again, they blink off and on right before this happens. It's like they're communicating, charging something, and then fire. There it goes. So there's a little one. Again, this is far away from their camera. There's another one. But look at this. This one looks like it originates above the firmament and comes out. So you can see it's like darker on the top half, and like the lower half is shooting out. Like you're seeing through the clear portion of the firmament. Because right there, that's where I would think the firmament is, where this stuff's coming out. And then this one, look at this. Boom. I don't know why they didn't extend that footage. Let me see if I can go a little further. Kind of cool. Yeah, and I apologize for the storm sounds. You can probably hear the rain coming down on the roof here. Just look at that. Powerful. Many miles away. It's like you're seeing above the firmament and right below it. Pretty cool. Historic footage again. This stuff needs to be shared far and wide. We're going to really be breaking this stuff down and looking at the true biblical creation. I wanted to share this again. It's just something that I feel deserves more inspection. It deserves more acknowledgement, and it needs to be replicated. We need to have people in the community with planes and fancy cameras putting together a fun trip. Just fly above the storm and just to see the truth that's been hidden right in front of our faces our entire lives. We've been looking at it. We've been told to look at it and be obsessed with what's up there and wonder about deep space and all of the things they've been